You've been listening to The Mountain Gardener with local expert Ken Lane. Join the conversation every week as he answers timely garden questions. Email Ken a question directly from your phone to his desktop through the web at wattersgardencenter.com. That's Watters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Now welcome back your host, Ken Lane.
A mistake that new folks, especially from the deserts or the Southern California areas, make when they first move to a four-season climate. That is, they're up here in God's country. We've got spring, summer, fall, winter, whereas the deserts only have summer, followed by more summer, and then they kind of have a spring season in January, but it never gets cold. Southern California, it's just the perfect weather all the time. It's tropical. Hawaii, it's beautiful all the time, but you don't have four seasons. And so there they grow poinsettias, Christmas cactus, all these holiday plants outdoors year round. And so they come here, and I've had this happen with several customers that are kind of new. It's for you folks in the Midwest and East Coast, bear with me. I just don't want our friends, our fellow gardeners, to make a mistake that I've seen before. You already know what to do. They're not going to live outdoors. Poinsettias are tropical plants. That is, they are actually developed. They were found by, I don't know the exact story, a colonel, some famous person whose name was Poinsettia, Colonel Poinsettia, or Poinsett. I think that's what it was, Poinsett. He was a botanist too. So he traveled the world in the new world, went down to Mexico and found this poinsettia. He went, this is a great plant. And he started taking cuttings, taking them back, and he introduced that several hundred years ago to the planet. It's from tropical Mexico. It's not from Wisconsin, that's for sure. It's not from Europe. It's from a tropical climate. And so those plants they have zero, just like no antifreeze in them. If you look at them cold, they get droopy and weary and going, oh, I just need a parka, please turn up the heat. They're very tropical. So that's another thing to watch. You do not want to buy a poinsettia that's ever been cold, because once they get chilled, they never warm back up. And they always have this weepy, droopy look to them. And so you never want to go to the grocery store and buy that big display right by the front door, where every time someone comes in for groceries, the door's open and there's poinsettias getting blistering cold. They never perform well. And so they start losing leaves, they turn yellow, they look wilty, they just aren't. So all of ours, we don't even let ours at the garden center. We're so sensitive to this. We don't even let them touch the ground because cold air settles on the ground. We keep them up off the ground on purpose to keep them in the warmer part of the room. Same at your house. Don't let them be by the front door where guests are coming back and forth. You're going to have the Christmas party and you need some holiday plants. It makes sense. You don't want them by the front door unless you're just willing to write them off. Go, it's $10. It's all right. I want red up there. It's fine. Christmas cactus are not quite as finicky, but still, they're tropical plants. They don't like the cold. And so you want to keep them warm. The opposite is true. So you put them in the house and your furnace is kicking on all the time. You got the fireplace, the pellet stove, whatever your heat source is, they're going and going. Don't put them right next to the pellet stove. They're going to get too hot, get crispy, and dry out too fast. Don't put them right over a heater registry. They're going to get too high, dry out too fast. They like to be just like you and I. They like, if you're comfortable in that part of the room, so will your holiday plants. That's Christmas cactus, amaryllis, cyclamens, all those holiday, obviously poinsettias. They are tropical plants. They're just like you and I. If you're outdoors, how are you going to fare at 2:00 in the morning in December in the mountains of Arizona? You're probably going to freeze to death if you don't have a parka or something else on. Well, so will your poinsettias. They're just like people. If you're indoors sitting, having a cup of tea, watching TV in the living room, and you're comfortable, so will your holiday plants. They're going to love that. And see, these are tropical plants like houseplants. And so they don't have any kind of defense against the cold like a spruce tree or a holly. These guys, they would hate to be indoors. They like to be outdoors because they're used to that cold climate. They want to be chilled. They need time to rest and hibernate and kind of take on the environment. That's why they're so pretty out there. They're just gorgeous. There's nothing prettier than a blue spruce, a Alberta spruce, a Austrian pine. These holiday evergreens that are outdoors. Put some decorative lights on them. They just scream, "I'm ready for the holidays." It's part of that's part of the fun. We have lots of living Christmas trees. You can use them indoors for a bit, and then no more than 2 weeks, really. And then we want you to take them outside again. A Colorado spruce, Van Albert spruce, Oregon green pine, all these outdoor plants. Use them for a couple weeks indoors as a Christmas tree, holiday tree. Take them back outdoors and plant them. They want to be outdoors. They like the cold. The opposite for your poinsettias. I've had several customers over the decades of doing this. I've sold thousands of poinsettias in my lifetime. They take them and put them outdoors and they just freeze. Now, down in Phoenix, you can get away with that. It's tropical. Southern California, you're fine. They grow outdoors as a landscape plant, but not here when it gets really cold. They don't really like to be below 40 degrees. Anyway, that's poinsettias and holiday plants, how to take care of them in your outdoors. Be right back.
Look, if your wife, mom, or dad wants an ugly sweater for Christmas, get them a sweater, not some piece of plastic.
But if someone you truly care about loves their garden, a gift card to Watters makes perfect sense.
Next spring, she can pick exactly what she was hoping.
We all know it's not the same as a huge flower basket or fragrant rose, but hey, it's winter. Gardeners understand.
Watters online gift cards are found at top10plants.com or at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
The Mountain Gardener, your source for timely garden advice right for higher elevations. Guaranteed to make a difference in your yard this season.